I'm, I'm laughing because I just saw Zavi Menor's link for the real stream from May 1st, 2023. Get back to that in a moment. Here's the thumbnail for today's show. And the title for today's show, if you're watching this
DougBetts said,
video,
hi, how you doing?
if you're watching this video after the live stream was over, it might have a different thumbnail, different title. And if that's how you came to this video and you're looking for that subject, I suggest you go look in the video description because you may find a timestamp that takes you straight to the subject that you're interested in, because this is a live stream that can go through many different topics in the course of a half hour. The trailer before today's show was one of the HeyGen things that I did back May 1st, 2023, I think it was. And she actually identifies the date. And if you're interested in seeing that, there's a link in the description of this video that you can use to go watch that. So there's the real stream. What was the real stream on that? I didn't even look. Let's see. This is the actual stream. Oh, well, that's a different one. That's a different beginning, isn't it? Let me mute that and let that run. I'm not sure. Is that 1 year ago? That's not the same one where, that's not the same trailer where I come running in. So I don't know, maybe the date of the trailer isn't actually the date that I first played that trailer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Zavis figured that out better than me. Oh, good. We got a question. So that's what the show is about, is people asking computer questions, and then I can give my take on it. The chat room can give their take on it. So here's Brian Lightfoot with a question. Yeah, right. That's what it is. John Williams was first, saying 2023. That's because the trailer says it's May 1st, 2023. I don't think I've ever used that trailer since then. I just got bored with feeling like I was playing the same trailers, so I reached back into history. How many help desk personnel does it take to change a light bulb? None. We have the same model of light bulb as you, and ours is working fine. Ticket closed. Let me make sure I got that all. How many help desk personnel does it take to change the light bulb? None. We have the same model of light bulb as you, and ours is working fine. Ticket closed. All right. Jeff, this reminds me of the Shoe cartoon strips in which the wizard is the computer technician once he fixed a PC with incantations over sheep guts. That might be referring to the thumbnail, because I used a wizard. Actually, that wizard, I did the face swap on it, so that is supposedly my face on that. Not very convincing. Let's get in to show you a bigger view of that. If I come here and make that big, yeah. So when I look at those two little lines in my forehead and the size of my forehead, kind of the hairline shape, I'm saying, all right, yeah, if I stare at it long enough, I can begin to believe that, yeah, that kind of looks like me. And if I go back to the original that Pixels came up with, it's not all that much different. Here's the first one that came up before the face swap. He has glasses. Well, wait a minute. Does it show me with glasses? Hard to tell. Is there a question? Yeah, no glasses there. Is there a computer question in chat? Guide me to it if there is, because I'm I'm diverting too much. Squirrel. Can you spell squirrel? A bus station is where a bus stops. A train station is where a train stops. On my desk, I have a workstation. That's where work stops. See, I was first thinking, yeah, buses are at bus stations, trains are at train stations, work is done at a workstation. No, that's where it stops. Martin Hogg, any thoughts? Elderly and also Martin, is there any feedback from the Outlook issue yesterday? I know you said that your customer is not using Outlook 365. Are they using a installed version of Outlook, a paid version where you just pay a license and then it doesn't upgrade periodically? Although I don't think there'll be any difference from what I said yesterday. Any thoughts? Elderly customer with a tower running Windows 10 22H2 fully updated external monitor flickers with pink tone. Tried another external monitor, but no change. So the other external monitor does the same thing. That indicates that it's a video driver, video adapter, the video circuitry on the computer. It's a tower computer. Is it a video adapter, or is it the internal graphics through the motherboard? Try a different video port on the computer.
Read chat, please.
Even if you have to use a different cable. But that sounds like it is a problem from the computer side, since a different monitor has the same problem. But also take the monitor that is defective to another computer. Be sure it gives you a clear image. Because if you're pulling a monitor out of a closet that's been stored for who knows how long and you don't know the reason, make sure you have a known good monitor by connecting it to a different computer. I suspect you do, but you got to prove your assumptions. I'll get to that read chat in a moment. So another thing would be to boot the computer to a different, like if you have a thumb drive that'll boot, I don't know, Mac and Reflect or some other product, or a Linux or any other kind of operating system, and see if you get the flickering there. Then that tells you it's a hardware problem and it's not some kind of a driver or configuration problem in Windows. You could also boot in safe mode and see if you have the problem then. Or cable VGA, yeah, different cable, different port. So I think that's covered. Is that significant enough that might become the title and the thumbnail? I don't know. See if we come up with something more searchable. Video card itself, yeah. Mondog says, last week you talked about clearing cache for Windows Explorer. Can you elaborate on what that was supposed to fix? Well, yeah, I thought that was pretty well defined. That was here. Fix Windows Explorer, stuck at green bar loading. When you go into File Explorer, fix Windows Explorer. That should have said File Explorer or Windows File Explorer. But that green bar, when you go into File Explorer, and that green bar is going across the top, and it takes a long time for it to populate. That was the follow-up video. This is the original. And that's what it was supposed to fix. File Explorer green loading bar is stuck. I know, what do you not understand about that when you ask what it was it's supposed to fix? Is there something I'm missing about what's elusive about that? Haven't had the time to give it a try, but I also don't know specifically what it's supposed to correct. So maybe I actually didn't go back and look at the description. But that answers that question, I think. If not, give me a follow-up question. Different cable, dying or bad GPU, could be questionable memory. And was that a single external monitor? You said external monitor, so that's a laptop. So you can't put in a different video card. This implies it's a laptop. Am I right about that? You could do an image backup and do a fresh install of Windows, see if it has the same problem. That would, if it does not have the same problem, then that would indicate that it's a some kind of form of driver issue on the laptop. Now, this also implies that the built-in monitor is working okay, since it's only the external monitor that flickers with a pink tone. That's interesting. Don't have any more from Martin. Greg M., business client using Sage 50 quantum accounting because they have to track serial number of products on local computer.
Read chat, please.
Local and one remote
Read chat,
users
please.
have to see if their version is Windows 11 compatible. Is there a question there? Oh, they would go for the $4,000 upgrade cost to the software plus new computer. Yeah, that's an expensive accounting package. I have done work with the expensive Sage products. Oh, that's right. He said it was a tower. Jim and Jeff are saying it was a tower. So that would, well, why say external monitor then? A tower computer only has external monitors. He's messing with me. Why bother saying it's an external monitor on a tower computer? That's what threw me. Does Greg M. have anything more? I don't think there's a question in there. Business client using Sage 50 quantum accounting because they have to track serial numbers of products on a local computer. 2 local and 1 remote user have to see if their version is Windows 11 compatible. If their version, the version of their software. So you're needing to find out if that software, and some cases, the high-end accounting products, you might have difficulty installing on another computer if they haven't kept up with their subscription, if it's a subscription product. If they drop their subscription, it might be difficult to get it. Now, there's a situation where you could use the driver export to do an image backup of their current computer, do driver's export of the current computer, then restore the image to the new computer and import the drivers so that they have a fully functional computer exactly the way it was on the old system. Now, that's not the ideal way to set up a new computer. I'll go with that. But if you're trying to get around a $4,000 upgrade cost, that could be justifiable. And if they are still under subscription for that, then there's no problem. Just get the new computer and install the new software on Windows 11. But you're questioning whether it's Windows 11 compatible makes me think that that's an obsolete version. When I was in computer school, oh yeah, the teacher had a special VGA cable that had intermittent failures. You know what? Some of you said about swapping the cables, and I didn't really zero in on that. Not just the monitor. If you bring in the other monitor, it could be a problem with the cable. Absolutely, very easily could be a problem with the cable. So for those, I think there are a couple of you that put that into chat. I did not zero in on what you were really saying. Use the cable. Okay, which sensory? That's for diagnostics. Yeah, if you're using an old cable, There have been changes in cables. I can't say them off the top of my head, but I wouldn't trust an old cable out of a box. Three of you said, no, no, no. He said it was a tower. Okay, well, why did he call it an external
Read
monitor?
chat, please.
They're all external. Craig M. No subscription for the accounting package. So export drivers for a new computer, restore image, then restore drivers, backups after image restore. Yeah, I've done that many, many times at this point. And it has always worked. And I've even gone from like HP computers to B-Link computers, exporting the drivers from the B-Link before doing, and you know what? I did say that wrong, didn't I? I did say that wrong. Export, yeah, on the new computer, export the drivers. On the old computer, you make an image backup and then restore that image backup to the new computer. It's going to restore with the old drivers, so device manager is going to be screaming at you. It is possible that the computer won't boot up because of those drivers, but you may be able to get into safe mode or even command prompt. Even at the repair computer command prompt, you can do the command for importing the drivers because it is a DOS window command to import drivers. I would very much be interested in doing that. No subscription for the accounting package. So this is implying to me that it is a not supported version of the program, not supported by, what's the name of that company? Was it? The memory of a Doug. Mass? Accounting?
Read chat, please.
Whatever. Oh, let's come back to that in a moment about the quantum computing. Let's see what this was. John Williams, there are desktops that have integrated monitors that I've seen on Carrie's live stream. Yeah, is that really what he was saying though? That a little monitor, that little display screen, which probably, yeah, I think is always a secondary monitor. It's not the primary monitor. That's in response to me saying, why would he call it an external monitor? John Downey. At WOIC, the question came up about quantum computing and its ability to break passwords very quickly. I don't think we are close to quantum computing, so no issue now. Yeah, but even when we are, you don't have to be faster than the grizzly bear that's trying to attack you. You just have to be faster than your neighbor, your friend that's with you. So even when quantum computing is here, as long as you have substantially more secure passwords than the other targets, you're probably going to be okay unless you are a high value target. But there's other ways I can do massively quick password hacking. If it's a VGA connector,
Read chat, please.
It can be bent or the plug is not inserted all the way through. Yes. Unless the bear is very hungry, unless he takes down your friend that's with you. All he's got to do is disable the friend so he can't get away. Doesn't have to eat him. Then he can come after you. Oh, I didn't want to highlight that because that lost my place. Maybe he has a tower laptop. Sorry, client will not go for the 4,000 upgrade cost. Yeah, well then do that. Now, let's see, the make and model of the source computer would be the most significant determination of how smoothly the process will go. If the drivers that are in it actually cause difficulty on the target computer, you also should, if the source computer is AMD, then replace it with an AMD computer. If its source is Intel, replace it with Intel. Try to buy a replacement computer that is a reasonably close
Read chat, please.
technology. I don't know that mixing AMD and Intel will cause a problem, but I don't want to be that guinea pig. Source computers custom built Intel. I love that. Being a custom built computer, I like that very much. Would the new computer be custom built as well? And if so, I think you'll have an easy time of it using the method I described. And he says yes. The replacement will be custom built. It's pretty quick and easy to test. Before you get the computer, the client to sign off on this, just ask them if you can test this. Just go make an image backup. And I assume that you're probably building the computers yourself, and just restore it on any computer that you have on hand. It doesn't have to be the one destined for them, so that you can verify that the technique works and the computer functions. That doesn't take very long at all to test. Try it. You like it. Mikey says it'll work. Here's what's stuck. Do you think it has any relationship with some type of long scanning time, as though it's going through the entire hard drive indexing, which we discussed before? I continue to have this behavior with my mechanical hard drive. Yeah, it doesn't have to be stuck. The green bar typically will go along, and then it'll get slower and slower as it gets to the end, and it just never quite gets to the 100%, or even if it does and then populates, it is struggling with whatever all is involved in the indexing. And those solutions in there, particularly solution 12, which I did not cover in the original video, but I did in the follow-up video. That 12 is my the one that I like the most. And next time I get the opportunity to try it, I'm going there right away. With some type of long scanning time going through the entire hard drive. I don't think it's going through the entire hard drive. It just has a lot of stuff in its indexing records, or its it has emotional trauma from its past experiences. Yeah, rebuilding the index doesn't alleviate, because those registry entries that are associated with item 12, they're still present, even if you do the re-indexing. I haven't proven that, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. Indexing turned on has filled the hard drive to capacity. That I have seen runaway indexing. And the solution there was I manually went in and deleted all the indexing files and then re-indexed. And you can also, this part about turning off indexing of contents could be a useful way to go before rebuilding the index. This part here, allow files on this drive to have contents index. That doesn't mean you're not going to have indexing. You can still do a quick search and get quick search results when you're searching for a file name or portions of a file name. I proposed this once to a particular client, and they said, no, I do that all the time. And in fact, I found what was it? I think it was like a master's thesis that did a study that found a lot of people coming out of school are not literate with storing their files in particular folders and organizing their files in folders. They just create a file, and then when they want it again in the past, they'll just go hit the Windows button and search for it, even by typing something they know is contained in the document or in the PowerPoint or in the Excel worksheet. And that's the purpose of this, allowing the contents to be indexed. So you can search for a word that you know is in the file, not in the file name. So that takes a lot more indexing. And this is one of the things that Carrie Holzman's The utility that he created for Uncle Carrie's maximize. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. Somebody's going to give it to me in chat. Sorry, I can't remember the name right now. The optimization, Uncle Carrie's optimization tool, I think. It turns this off to reduce the indexing load. Or that's one of the things that you don't have to do that option, but I think that's one of the defaults. Turn off indexing on a new build. I do not. I always allow indexing. HP was mentioned. That always generates hate. This drive that I'm talking about has hundreds of videos and picture files. Well, that doesn't index the contents. There's no text in the contents. Oh, it was Sage. Yeah, that was the software manufacturer. Driver, thanks, yes. Driver updated integrated graphics for Radeon. Tried changing resolution. Also changed driver to Microsoft Basic. No change. Device manager shows all okay. This is taking us back to swap the cable. You've already swapped monitors. Swap the cable. If there's a different video port, well, on a tower computer, certainly there's a different video port. So connect to a different physical port on the back of the computer. It is integrated graphics for Radeon. Integrated graphics for Radeon, not Intel. So does that mean it's an AMD processor? I know lots of you know that answer to that question. I'm just don't have all that down very well. Integrated monitors. Long Dog lives with it. Specific case that only enthusiasts are aware of. That might be the built-in monitors he's referring to. Not sure. Actually, we are pretty far along working quantum computers. There are several of them actually doing work. Google has one. You know, I thought that was the case. I thought there was some of them already functional, but I wasn't going to say that. Things in Windows use void tools. Everything in Ultra Search from Jam software where they use Windows Search. If you want to search for things in Windows, I don't have pain. I don't have any pain points from doing searches in Windows. I'm not going to add an extra tool for doing that. I can understand why somebody might want to. I don't have any need for that. I'm sure they probably do a better job. I don't question that at all. Elderly lady has mobility issues and VGA cable from tower to monitor never moves and screws are probably secured. That's not enough to say the cable's okay. You have to test it. Prove your assumptions. Now, maybe you're saying she can't swap the cable and you're not physically able to go there. This is a justification to say, no, that's not the problem. And so you skip testing it. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You got to test and prove your assumptions. You might use your assumptions without proving your assumptions. You might go try some things that you think are likely the cause, and that's not the case. Now, you already did switch monitors. So did she switch the monitors or did you switch the monitors? You're saying this thing about mobility issues. Maybe that means it's difficult to get to the back of the computer and switch to a different port or swap out the cable. She can swap the monitors because, yeah, she can pick it up. Just getting down under the desk perhaps and getting behind the computer, maybe that's the mobility problem. It can go bad for almost no reason. Yeah. Thanks for the pointers regarding the accounting. I'll be real happy to find out if that really solved a problem for you, for your client. Don't trust them when you're having issues like you're describing. You should have backup cable that you've verified. Yeah, test that cable on a different computer is another way to go about it. Constantly having to delete unnecessary files on our work laptops to get them to update necessary programs. Huh. That's an interesting comment. I am constantly having to delete unnecessary files on our work laptops to get them to update. Oh, because they're filling up. You're out of free space. Ah, I see. How about just upgrading to a larger drive? That's really inexpensive to do. I've been there. I have been there where I go delete files or connect remotely and delete files and would repeatedly have to do that. And it's not very long at all to just put in a larger drive. I've also taken another solution where there is a secondary drive and move stuff over to there. As a matter of fact, on Big Beast Build, my OneDrive content is stored on a secondary drive. It's not stored on the C drive because I don't want the C drive to be that full. I want it to be able to do image backups on it. I've probably spoke enough about that. But anyway, I've done that before where I move content to a secondary drive. But the easiest choice is to replace the drive, doing an image backup on the original, image restore on the replacement. Should we set optimized drives in Windows to weekly or monthly schedule on an SSD? SSDs manage their own, manage themselves pretty well. I don't do this. Set optimized drives in Windows to weekly or monthly schedule. Okay, I don't do it. The computers that I support would really not get into an environment where they need it because most of them are, their data files are stored on another computer. They don't do a lot of installations and uninstallations. If you're doing a lot of installations, uninstallations, or you're making massive changes to your drive, let's say your drive's this big and your used space is just weekly varying, then you're going to get a lot more fragmentation isn't really the thing anymore. But that's where maybe that would be a thing. But I don't think so. If you do that, you're putting more wear on the SSD because it's going to be moving things around more than it would be just leaving it to its natural devices. Do you have pain? Do you have some kind of a pain that is causing you to explore that idea, or is this just an idea that floated into your mind? If so, I would suggest let go of it. Optimizing drives under Windows not needed. SSDs do maintenance automatically. Absolutely. Yeah, and here Rand is saying the same thing. How often do you install and uninstall? And actually, my method of doing that I have done this before. Well, I'll do an image backup and then image restore. It is not a forensic copy. So when you do an image backup and then image restore back to the same drive, it's going to organize it more cleanly. So that is a way to accomplish that. State terabyte. Good reminder, Greg. Since we were talking about an 8 terabyte, maybe. Is that what he's trying to say? Yeah, on SSD it's called trim. All right, I'm already over time and I'm much farther behind than I thought. So I'll hit the oranges. AMD system has Radeon integrated graphics. So I'm right about that. Good doggy, good doggy. Yikes. All right, I'm going to shut down there. I was able to get the IT person to replace the old
Read chat,
2nd through
please.
7th gen desktops to mini PCs. The IT person to replace old 2nd through 7th gen desktops. Okay, good, good. I have a church couple who runs a business who installs so many files. They are asking me, but I tell them just keep it on weekly because they have so many files. Runs a business who installs so many files. Church couple, so a couple that he knows through church, I think is what that means. They have a business. They install so many files, or they install so many programs. installing, you don't install data files. Who installs so many files they're asking about it? Keep telling them, keep it on weekly. Yeah, certainly. Oh, you're saying keep it on weekly rather than less often?
Read chat, please.
Programs, he meant. So many programs. So they do install and uninstall. That might merit more conversation. Not sure. Pink tent could be port cable. Yeah, we spoke about that. Okay, get out of here. Go. Have a happy day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.
That's all, folks.